I guess we'll go ahead and get started introducing ourselves. I'm Patrick. I've been working with Loop as a client services manager for about 3 years now, and it's just been kind of getting people online and helping them, utilize all the different functions of Loop. So today we'll be kind of showing you some different things to use in the business portal as well as on the Loop player itself. That'll kind of help you, get the most out of it. So we'll get started in a moment, and then here's Grant as well.
Hey everyone, my name is Grant. I run digital strategy for Loop. I am in charge of a number of things, but the most relevant is that I work on these webinars with Patrick. I'm really excited to speak with everyone today, and I'm going to be mostly in the backseat just answering questions as they come in.
And about the question and answer function, definitely pop any questions in there as we're doing stuff. We'll answer them both by typing it out, and then we'll answer it out loud and kind of expand on it. But we definitely want you to reach out with questions as we're going about, if we're going fast, or there's anything else you want to know as you see the different features and functions. And you can also ask anonymously in there as well. So if you just want to pop a quick question in, we can answer those in that manner. And so this is also being recorded. So for anyone that comes in late or misses it, this will be posted on our YouTube channel probably tomorrow. So I think we'll get started with a video from our Director of Technical Services, Daniel. He kind of shows you the ins and outs of the business portal. So I'm going to go ahead and share that with y'all.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Daniel, and I am the Lead Technical Client Services Manager for Loop. I will be walking you through the business portal and all the different features that it can provide for you and your business. The first thing we're going to do is go to the biz.loop.tv up here. You can see right here the biz.loop.tv. And what you'll have to do is that you'll have to sign in with the email and the password that you created when you very first signed up with us. Once you log in, you're going to see a page just like this that will show all of your Loop players with some basic information about each one, such as address, what it's playing, TV code, when it was last active, etc. If you hover any of those information rows, you can actually click on it and you can see more information tied to that individual Loop player, which we will go over in just a little bit. Now, if we look to the left, these are the sections of the portals that we will be covering. We will now go down to the Orders tab, and we're just going to go down these line items one by one here. And so here is where you can see all the orders that you've previously had before. Here you also notice a giant button right here, the Order a New Loop Player free of charge. What you'll do is that you will just click that button. That'll take you to this little pop-up into this little 12 kind of questionnaire. We'll ask you some questions regarding how many more that you want and with some other information, and then once it's there, it will be reviewed by our team, and then we will be able to see if we can get you some more Loop players. From there, we can go to the profile section, and from there, it's going to have things such as basically, this is where all of your account information will be. So things, as you can see here, such as first name, last name, email, the business name, the business website if you have one, a phone number, a mobile number if it's different, the business address, and then here's where you can actually reset your password as well if you want to, whenever you want to. Just making sure that once you're done with this, just go ahead and click update, and it should be good to go. Staff is right here. If you want to add some staff members, let's say if you have someone in marketing or something like that that you want to have access to this Loop page, you feel free to add them here. And then the supports tab is actually, it's going to open up our Loop TV digital assistant. Our assistant contains all kinds of information from setting up the Loop player for the first time, to troubleshooting, to some FAQs, and to viewing our channel options, as well as contacting our support team as well. So if you ever have any questions and you're on the business portal, feel free to use the digital assistant that we have provided for you, and we can help you out with just about anything that you might need. And so what we'll do now is we're going to go ahead and go down to some of the more customization options that we have here at Loop. And so what we're going to do first is we're going to add our first logo into the portal. So what we're going to do here, we're going to click the little plus sign there, and then now we're going to drag and drop the logo. So here I have, some example photos right here. I do have a I do have an example photo right here. So right now we just have a little McDonald's icon right here. So we're just going to drag and drop that in here. Boom, it comes up right there. And then you can see the space that it takes up as well. And so you can see the little checkerboard is just kind of transparency, so it's in the background. So, you know, if one of our music videos or one of our lifestyle videos is playing, you will actually see the McDonald's logo. You can see what parts are cut out and what parts aren't there. Then what you'll do is you'll click save. How you'll know that it's saved is that there's a pencil icon here. So if you click on it, you can always come back and delete the logo if you don't like it, or if you have a new one that you want to upload, and then just make sure to click save again, and then you are good to go. Okay, so next we're going to hop into signage. A lot of people want to know how to upload their own signage and such, so we'll just go ahead and do that here. So as you can see here, there's already quite a few signage items that I do have here. So I'm just going to teach you, basically walking you through how to add signs and stuff like that. Obviously, a lot of these aren't, you know, don't come readily available, so you do have to add your own signs. So what you'll do is you'll click the add sign button there. You're going to go to image, and you can do, you know, a variety of things if you want to do image, video, text, as well as RSS feeds if you have any that you want to utilize. So same thing with the logo. We're just going to drag and drop any PNG or JPEG image, just making sure that it is that. For the best results for most TVs, usually they're running a image that's a 1920 by 1080p typically works the best, but we can make it work with whatever you have. So for right now, we're just going to drop in one of these photos here that I have here. And you're actually able to go through and customize it. You can determine how long you want it, so it can be up to 30, 40, however long you want it to be there. You can choose whether to run it whichever days of the week that you want. So let's say if you have a promotion that only runs, let's say Taco Tuesdays or something like that, you can have it set to only run on Tuesday by unchecking and rechecking the boxes. And then as well as you can also customize a little bit more. In every 15-minute increments, you can set it up to play during certain parts of the day. And so if you want to play it at night, morning, afternoon, whichever that you want to prefer for your stuff, or if you want to have it run all day, you can also have it run all day. Same thing with the video. If you wanted to upload a video as well as text, you can just enter some text there as well. And so what you'll do is that you'll just go ahead and just click save there. As what it'll do right here is that it'll be right here. It'll save as example photo 1.jpg. You can obviously go in and rename this to whatever you would like here. So for instance, this just can be test sign, and then you want to click update, and then boom, it's saved as your test sign. And so you can name these if you ever, you know, have any pictures or videos that look very similar. You can always name them that way. You know, let's say this is the short video or this is the long video of a certain video. Feel free to name them and stuff like that. And so once we added a whole bunch of different images in here, what we can actually go do is create a signage set. What we'll do there is click the little plus sign. It'll ask you to enter the name of a signage set. We're just going to do test for right now. As you can see with the signage set, when you open up a new one, it's going to be blank. What we're going to do here is we're going to attach sign. We are going to upload a couple different ones here. Let's just go with 3 for right now. And so for right now, you can see that the image is uploaded here right in the middle, and then any text and RSS stickers will actually upload here at the bottom. And we can play around with these. You can actually flip the order of these, so you can choose to move forward or move backwards, whichever order that you want them to go in. You can also choose how frequent that you want them to run. You can go as frequent as you can have them running over the channel. You can also have them playing in between videos of a lot of different increments that you can see here. Same thing with the text. You can also choose to run the text continuously or in between different videos if you wish. All right, perfect. So then we're going to get into schedules. And what we're going to do is we're just going to, just like before, just create a really quick schedule here. So just a little test schedule. This is very useful if you want to have like different types of music or different types of content going on during the day on a particular player. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a playlist here. Let's say if we want to do like live Latin, right? Let's say if we want to start that daily at, I don't know, let's go 9 a.m. So let's start it daily at 9 a.m. And you can see here that at 9 a.m. it's going to start the Live Latin channel. every single day here. What we can do is that in order to create different ones, let's go pop dance party. You know what? Why not? Let's start it at like, let's say 5 p.m. So what that's going to do is that it's going to run live Latin from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. here. And then as soon as 5 p.m. hits, it's going to switch over to the pop dance party. So basically, whatever music video will finish up at 5 p.m. or later, the very next one is going to be pop dance party. And then that's going to run until 9 a.m. when it switches back to the live Latin. And so you can truly customize it. Let's say if if you have very different audiences coming in from the morning to the afternoons to evenings to whatever it might be. That way you can really truly tailor it for your business. Now we're going to jump into the Loop channel info. This is where you can go to see all of our different channels that we have here, as well as all of the different things within here. So if you look at, like we have things like Disney Hits. We have an hour and a half worth of content on Disney Hits. Bar Anthems, we have 18 hours of Bar Anthems hits. And so it's a lot of those things where you can go in and you can try to figure out, okay, like what might work for me, and you can see how long the content is going to be, as well as the actual TV rating itself as well. So as you can see here, we have a lot of different options here for music videos, and we are working on providing some more different options for you guys regarding some other non-music videos channels, so such as the drone playlist. This is very popular ones. There's a lot of different content pieces as well in here, something to definitely keep you and your customers entertained. As well as lifestyle playlists, we have a bunch of different those. News, sports highlights, viral clips, and then even stuff for kids as well that you can see here. And so what I'll be doing lastly is that I will actually be clicking on these individual ones here. And so what I'll be doing is that if you click on the individual loop player, it'll show everything that's happening on the individual loop player basis, not on the account basis like we were before, but the individual player basis. When we click on these, you'll notice there's a giant 6-digit code right here. That's kind of important as far as because that is your unique code for that player. It's a special code dedicated just to you. And it's one of the things where if there's any types of troubleshooting or anything like that, we might need to ask you for that code, just as a heads up. You'll see the rewards progress bar here. This is something to where if you have any rewards progress or anything like that, you can track it in the cam portal in here. If you need to change any type of venue manager names or anything like that, so like let's say if you have 5 players and if you have 3 different locations, you probably want to change up on the player level each different like manager name, or if they have separate emails as well as the venue address, we can actually change that for you, and then we can go from there. Last thing I kind of want to talk about is everything in the right side pane here. So the first thing is going to be signage set. So you can see right here it says no signage set. And that's because, well, there's 4 right here that we can kind of choose from here. We have 4 different options here. And so for each individual loop player, what you'll have to do is just go in and you can figure out, for a bar TV, maybe I don't want holiday specials, or maybe I do. And then we can just go to, let's say if I want the creative signage specifically on this bar TV. Then I can do that. You can also choose what schedule you want it to run. So each player can have its own unique schedule as long as you set up the schedule. It can have its own unique schedule. And so for this, I'm just going to go ahead and put test. You can always feel free to, if you don't like the schedule you made, you can go ahead and put on no schedule, and then kind of go from there. This custom logo override, let's say if you have multiple businesses and you don't want the same logo for each business, you can actually just go in here. And just same thing as McDonald's and stuff like that, you can just delete it, and then the whole drag and drop feature, finding that from your files and stuff like that, just drag and drop a new logo in there, click save, and then that is good to go. Restrictions, if you also want to put some restrictions, you have, so you can do certain things like allowing explicit content versus not. Same thing with video ratings, so such as TVMA, TV14, as well as genres and local control as well. The bottom here, you don't necessarily need to know anything about this. This is something that if our tech support team is troubleshooting a potential issue with you, we might be looking into this as well. But that's honestly about it. And so as far as the business portal goes, yeah, that's kind of it. And if we don't have any questions about it, I will go ahead and pass it back over to Patrick.
So that was Daniel with kind of the business portal is just kind of a crash course, pretty much everything that you'll use in there. We'll kind of give you a moment. If there's any questions, go ahead and use that Q&A channel. A lot of kids events. Are there more Disney channels? Answer live. So there is more Disney channels. There's that mini lo-fi. It's kind of a more pleasant for business environments. And I think there's Disney Live as well, correct, Grant? Do you have some knowledge on Disney channels that we have currently?
There's a happiest playlist on Earth, which I think that Daniel mentioned, which is like just, you know, Frozen, Let It Go, big Disney hits. And then there's the Lo-Fi Mini channel, which is more low-key. It's more of a lo-fi channel even than it is Disney. But we do have a lot of kids lists that you can check out. There's a specific kids section, but I would also just look in some of the pop channels as well. And I'll put in a plug here for our new AI channel recommender. You can go on our website and go to loop.tv/channels and chat with the chatbot that appears at the bottom right corner. And you can follow the prompts actually to ask it for channel recommendations. It'll give you a whole suite of options for children's venues.
And with the shortness of some of those playlists, they are, you know, some of them are a little bit shorter, which is why we recommend checking into the pop playlist. And if you set your rating all the way down to kids, so as Daniel was showing you at the player level, you can choose the maturity rating. And you can, from there, go ahead and like pick a longer playlist that'll have more kid generated stuff. The Disney Channel, we only have a couple of those, you know, in total. And the Wiggles channel is pretty long as well. That's really popular with the kids. That's got, I think, 16 to 18 hours in there. So definitely check that one out as well. And we are looking to add kids content. We add channels pretty frequently. I'd say probably 2 to 4 a month, and then a couple of music channels as well. So we are definitely always looking to add kids content as we add channels in general. Sweet. I think we will move to a quick video about the Loop player itself. So this is going to be recorded in the Loop player and kind of show you the functions that I think that most people kind of find most helpful and things that you'll use most every day. All right, so this is what it'll look like when you load up your Loop player. It loads up with that little bar, and then once that gets to the end and it's just checking for updates here, it will also pop up a screen to get in contact with our support team. So this is just giving you the phone number and email and a QR code as well if you want to get the Pipestream connection. It's just, you know, a quick way to get in touch with us if it's giving you trouble or says it's offline or something. We want you to have access to that. So when you open it up here, it'll take you to the kind of home page of all the, you know, different options for channels. So that top section is going to be what we're promoting as Loop. So a lot of our new channels, channels that, you know, aren't as popular as we think they should be. We think that there's some good stuff in there. This one's pretty self-explanatory. The new on Loop, that's just going to be, you know, new stuff that we've released in the last couple of months, channels that you might not have seen yet. And then this is probably going to be the most helpful one for most businesses, the continue watching. That's just going to be, you know, everything that you've watched recently and put that in a nice convenient place. And then as you go through the rest of the player, there's a lot of different organizations. We've got summer because it's summertime now. There's different business channels. I mean, you can get, you know, all sorts of different playlists in there. But if you go along the top of the menu, you can go over to widgets. And here's where you'll toggle on and off the different widgets. And one of the ones that I like the best is this fitness timer. So it has, you know, the time really big on the clock to your time zone with seconds. And so if you're in a gym or a different venue where you want to, you know the time or know seconds, this is kind of a nice one where it just pops up on the screen nice and large. So we'll go ahead and turn that off again. And then my other favorite one is this Major League Sports ticker. So this is great for smaller businesses or venues with just one screen in them. Like if you're in a waiting room, you can have music coming out of the speakers and playing out loud, and then have, you know, the sports news ticker going across the bottom. And that'll just give you different sports news and scores and highlights from the last couple of days. It's up to date. And so it's just a great way to entertain a lot of people in one room on one screen. So we're going to go ahead and turn that one off. And then as we're going along the top of that menu, you're going to see the rewards. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's just kind of a thermometer style gauge of how this player itself is doing on your rewards progress for the month. So you can see them all in your business portal, but here's a great place just to check one individual player, make sure it's been online, all that good stuff. So next we're going to go over to search. This is a good one if you can't find a channel you've been looking for in that first kind of page of the menu. You can search for it here. Or if you like an artist or a genre, you can search for it here as well, and it'll pull up different playlists that contain that, you know, those artists or those genres. So I'm gonna search for Taylor Swift real quick. I'm sure she's popular, you know, just about everywhere near you guys. And just kind of see the different channel options that it pulls up. So you just go ahead down to here and you can see the descriptions of the playlists down at the bottom. So it's just a quick way to navigate if you want to change the music really quickly, or, you know, find some different playlists you didn't know we had. This is just a great tool to get into there. Let's see if we have all right, perfect. And then so if you go along to the support, it's just the TV code that Daniel was talking about. So that's important for us to kind of know what device we're looking at if you're having technical issues and multiple devices. So this code is unique to the player, and that's kind of, you know, where all the connection between our, you know, software and the device come from. So this also has the contact info for our support team as well, the email, phone number, and QR code. So if we go over to this little gear wheel over here, there's a lot of cool things. There's a welcome video and a guided tour, which are pretty similar to this. They'll kind of explain the different features on Loop, you know, things like that. There's also some different options for bandwidth. If you have pretty bad Wi-Fi in your place, we can kind of change it. They do download the content on the devices. So once they've been playing and cached, they run pretty smoothly. There's also options for rotating the screen and stuff like that. So if you do have unique TVs or want to use Loop in an interesting way, definitely check out kind of the options there and give us a call, and we should be able to walk you through whatever you need. So next I'm going to show you kind of the different signage options and also what our ads look like. So coming up next is going to be an ad in a transparent frame. So what this is it's a image, a PNG file image with a 16 by 9 frame in it. And so that's a transparent frame. So our device knows to play the music video through it. And then the image stays up on the screen. So this is a super cool signage option for happy hours, stuff like that. And so that'll play the audio as it plays the ad like that. And it transitions back into the music video, you know, smoothly. There's no interruption. I'm not playing any sound now just so that it wouldn't, you know, be disruptive, but this is playing the music video and nothing else, and does throughout the whole thing. And so then if you have a video ad, it'll play through. If you have an MP4 file with sound, it'll play the sound, it'll play the length of the ad. And then as soon as your piece of media, your digital signage is up, it transitions smoothly back into a music video. But this one actually transitioned into one of our ads. So you can see it's playing a music video down into the corner, and then the ad on the screen with subtitles. So the music is coming out of the music video. So it doesn't interrupt the flow of your business. It's not, you know, too intrusive, and the ad still plays on the screen, has its subtitles. And you'll get anywhere from 1 to 3 ads every 12 to 15 minutes. And this one's about 30 seconds, but they're usually between 20 and 45 seconds. So it's not too disruptive. Then it transitions right back into the music video, and the audio is never interrupted. So, you know, your customers aren't getting frustrated or annoyed that there's just ads blaring all the time. So that's just kind of a quick and dirty on the Loop player itself. We're going to open it back up to questions, see if there's anything you guys are wondering about, anything that didn't make sense, any other features you want us to go over. It looks like Steve has another question on, are there more Disney channels? It's that Lo-Fi Mini and the Disney Hits is the happiest channel, correct, Grant?
Yeah, it's called Disney Hits.
Disney Hits, awesome. And that, and we're looking to do more, but you know, that's just kind of where it is now. The Wiggles is another recommendation. Then those pop channels do have Disney and kind of Disney adjacent songs. So that'll give you at least a little bit longer of a playlist to get you through a day.
There is also a Looney Tunes channel. We don't delude ourselves that it's the same as Disney, but it's fun.
Yeah, the Looney Tunes is pretty good. I definitely use that quite often at work while I'm giving you guys calls. And so the rewards for usage is sent to the email on file with your account. So when you sign up with an email, that's your username. That's the email on your account where we communicate everything. We send you rewards at the end of the month. You should receive an email, I believe, on the first day of the following month. So for your July rewards, you'll receive an email on August 1st. For your August rewards, you'll receive an email on September 1st. So whatever the email is that you use to log into Loop should be the one on file, but we can definitely look that up if you're having a problem. Check in with our support and we can either change the email on file or just let you know what it is. It's 3 megabytes is what we look for to have perfect streaming. And then once it has the device cached, once your device has cached all the content, it will, pull it from the hard drive instead of your Wi-Fi. So if you use the same playlist frequently, then you won't, run into too much bandwidth usage. But let me double check with our support team just to make sure that it is about that 3 megabytes while you're downloading all the content.
While Patrick is checking, we'll also say that one feature that we introduced last year was peer-to-peer sharing. So the devices actually speak to each other. If you've got multiple devices in the same location that are sharing the same network, they will actually communicate with one another, download playlists separately to each of the devices, and make streaming more seamless for any devices that are kind of sharing the same videos. So we've definitely built in a lot of features to make streaming pretty seamless and stress-free. But yes, I do believe that it's 3 MBS.
And so, Steve, for that last question, how do you clear the cache? That's going to be with the remote. You'll hit that button with the 4 lines on it, the long one and the 3 small ones, to get to that menu where you're looking at on the player. And when you get there, you navigate all the way over to that gear wheel settings, and you'll scroll down that, and you can clear the cache of either your digital signage or the content that's been played. So the device itself caches both your signage and the content that's being played. So you can clear out the cache of any of those if you want to get old signage out of there quicker, or if you want to clear up playlists that you're not using. But it will, if you play a new playlist and you hadn't played one in a while, it will clear that bit of the cache and put the new content on there. So it does, utilize the whole hard drive as often as possible, but you can clear the cache manually by hitting the menu button, going all the way to the right side and the settings gear wheel, and hitting clear cache. Awesome. Well, I think that we're probably gonna call it unless anyone else has any questions or anything. You can always reach, us or the support team. We're, pretty available for any questions, problems you're having. If you think you can do something and you want to figure out how, give us a call and we should be able to walk you through it. And this will be recorded and up on YouTube. So if you want to go back and see how to do something, we'll also be using parts of it for tutorials and stuff. So should be, definitely good to find answers if you need them. And I guess have a great day, folks.